website and improved SEO, saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at aminet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with American Eagle.
Too many families face a widening gap between what they can afford and what they need to thrive. More than half of families in the U.S. today are one paycheck away from financial crisis. At Good 360, we deliver hope when families need it most, providing essentials like clothing, hygiene items, and household goods. Put help within reach. Learn more at good360.org.
You love your land. During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love all the great deals. With versatile compact tractors, professional-grade mowers, and durable utility vehicles, Kubota equipment can help you turn dream projects into reality. Kubota Orange Days is here, and so are the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, get select compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. Sale ends soon. Go to KubotaOrangeDays.com or stop by your local dealer for more information.
When it comes to your child's health,
you want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you
every step of the way.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Good morning on a beautiful, I have to reemphasize, beautiful Thursday morning. You know, when we went through the ice storm in January, when we go through cold weather, we always in the back of our mind, some of us in the front of our mind, think of days like today. What a beautiful day. And a beautiful day to have a young lady and guests who make up what really is the core of Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro, a city that has so many activities, events, opportunities that you can make it a full-time job, just participation. Let me introduce, or reintroduce, I should say, a longtime guest on our roundtable, Sarah Callender, who is the Executive Director of Downtown Murfreesboro. Sarah, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited about the guests that I brought.
Yes, before we introduce the guests, one more time, a little background of Downtown Murfreesboro.
Okay. So Main Street Murfreesboro is the nonprofit, and we are 41 years old this year, part of the National Main Street Program, and I get the honor of serving as director of the organization. It's run by a board of directors and lots of volunteers, and we just try to highlight what's happening downtown in the historic area of Murfreesboro, and that includes all of our unique businesses that are locally owned. You know, I think I told you this morning, over 300 businesses within like a 30-block area, and we put on free community events to try to bring people downtown to expose them to the historic square and off of the square, you know, all of the area around downtown. Just to let people feel like this is their community and that they belong.
Do you want to, before we have our guests, talk about some of the upcoming events in the next 60 days?
Yes. So this is our busy season in May and June. We kick off the farmers market around the Rutherford County Courthouse. That starts the first Saturday in May. Mm-hmm. And it's every Saturday, May through October.
A week from this Saturday.
That's right. 8 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got over 75 vendors. They are bakers, producers of their own products, and they're setting up around the courthouse and we want you to come downtown and shop the stores that are open around the square, as well as the vendors that are local producers. And we've also got some exciting stuff happening in May to celebrate America 250. So we're in partnership with the Rutherford County government and the city of Murfreesboro Parks and Rec. And so we've got this giant mural that we're going to be building. It's a mosaic mural to celebrate America 250. And it's actually going to go on Bill Shacklet Photography, Gloria and Bill, on the side of their building that's, right across from the courthouse. It's this giant mural made up of all these little tiny tiles that people are going to paint. And so we've got at least 12 different events where the community can come and paint tiles. And so if you go to our website, you'll see all those locations there at places like the Wilderness Station, St. Clair Senior Center, Oakland's Mansion. There's the Rutherford County Ag Center. They're going to do a painting day. We're going to paint the first Friday Night Live concert in June. So there's going to be lots of opportunities. You need to make sure you get to paint a tile, and then we're going to put it together and build the whole mural. And hopefully it'll last up to 10 years on the building. So
give your website so that people can access all the events.
So much stuff. It's easy. Main Street Murfreesboro.org. Yeah.
That's easy. Now, I'm going to have you introduce our two wonderful guests. They represent two different aspects of the many, many different types of businesses and opportunities that we have in downtown Murfreesboro.
Yes, I'm excited about these two. They represent the entertainment part of downtown. I've brought restaurants on, I've brought retail on, but these businesses are, I think, what downtown is becoming more of, and that's an entertainment scene. And so Malia, right? Malia,
what a beautiful
we just
name.
met this morning. We've emailed lots and lots over the months. Malia is the new general manager for Happy's Sports Lounge, and Happy's was started by two local guys, both named Brad, right? And you can talk about that, but went to MTSU and moved back here and invested in a downtown building and started this business from scratch. They had this idea, and so it is a fun entertainment area, and she can tell more about that. And then we've got Ricky Martini, who's also the manager of the Walnut House, and if you've not heard of that, then you've been hiding under a rock, because
hiding under a walnut tree.
Hiding under a walnut tree. The Walnut House is just blown up over the last 10 years. They have become the building used to be lots of different things, but I think it has found its secret sauce now. It's an event space, but there's so much more. That he helps so many people in the community. They put on so many nonprofit fundraising events, and they are an epitome of a business that reaches out and collaborates with the community. So I wanted to highlight what they're doing.
Well, let's start with Malia. You were born where? I always like to start with the biography.
I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Right across the river.
Yeah.
And you've been in Nashville how long?
About 3 years now, almost.
Did you go to school here?
I went to UC, so I'm a Bearcat. I was born and raised.
Fantastic. How did you get involved in this business?
Wow, I started bartending in college to pay through college, and I just kind of worked my way up. Got into managing right in the pandemic, actually. It's actually when I graduated, too, and I just fell in love with it. I just opened up a lot of venues, designed a lot of menus, came up with a lot of concepts, and I just fell into it.
Now, I am curious, and I'm sure a lot of our friends out in the radio land are. Describe and define, what is a sports lounge?
Sports lounge is something for everybody, right? So we have so much going on within the venue. We have golf simulators, we have duck pin bowling, we have live music. We do a lot of events like Walnut House too. So it's kind of just a place. We have 40 TVs. You can come watch a game. You can do a game of bowling. You can practice your golf swing. It's really just a place for everyone. Kind of just feel comfortable, feel welcome. It's a fun center.
People have parties there?
Yeah, a lot of parties. Birthday parties, corporate parties, fundraisers. Really, it can be a venue, or you can do a lot with it.
What days are you open?
We're about to go Wednesday through Sunday. Currently, we're Thursday through Monday, but come May, we'll be Wednesday through Sunday.
Day and early evening?
Mostly evenings.
And when you have a sports event, Can people have food?
Yeah, so we partner with Fatty Maddie's food truck. So he takes over our kitchen. It's made from scratch kitchen. So we have pizza, wings, salads,
What's your favorite pizza they serve?
Buffalo chicken pizza.
All right, that sounds like... See, I've got to get to food, right, Sarah?
Yes.
Got to get to food. And can people call and make reservations for a party and event?
Yep, they can call. They can book online through our site, happystn.com. They can book the duck pen, they can book the golf simulators, or they can book a party.
What would you say the 3 most popular items at the facility? That people are attracted to go to more. Are the 3 most popular?
So we have dollar beer on Fridays.
Now, what is that?
Dollar beer, dollar drafts. So we crush it on Fridays from 11 to 9. We get a lot of people who love that.
A lot of MTSU students who are of age, of course.
Yes, of course, definitely. The golf, obviously, we're known for it with Happy Gilmore kind of being an ode with our business. So a lot of people go in there playing golf, and our cocktails, our signature cocktails, are really fun.
Okay, so what do you have for the little people?
Little people, it's really friendly for the duck pin bowling. We have a lot of vending machines in there where they can get the little ducks, the little rubber ducks. We have basketball, that's Connect 4 basketball they like to shoot. But it's really friendly. Even the golf's really friendly for kids too.
Great. Let's switch over to Ricky. Ricky, where were you from originally?
La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Oh, right in the middle of dairy country, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And how long have you been in Middle Tennessee?
I moved here in 1980. Originally to Nashville and then to Murfreesboro in 83.
So you have grown up literally in this area?
Yes.
Did you go to school here?
I did not.
Oh, okay. But you've been in, well, talk about your background, because I found that fascinating as a sound engineer.
Well, I got into sound engineering at, probably my early 20s. I worked in Nashville to begin with at Channel 8 and Channel 30, and then actually got hired down here at Channel 39, which is how I ended up in Murfreesboro. And that only lasted a short time because it was owned by UPI and they went bankrupt. So I started working then for John Richards, who owns Concert Production, and I've worked with him and for him for many, many years. And then we started getting lots of touring and stuff, so we would tour the world and do sound all over the world for different concerts.
And you were mentioning who was the one star that you were with 10 years?
Yeah, the last 10 years of my touring career was Lyle Lovett.
How was it working with Lyle?
Oh, it was great. Absolutely fantastic.
Seems like a nice person, at least.
He's a great guy.
On the screen.
Absolutely.
Did you get tired of touring, sleeping in buses?
Yeah, it's definitely tiring, and that and airplanes, which we always called the pain tube. But it was just time to stop doing that and do something else. So that's why I chose event business.
Well, it's kind of interesting. The sound engineer, the coordination of the sound, will make or break a concert.
Oh, absolutely.
No question. It isn't the star, it isn't the music background, etc. Oh, they're all important, of course, but how the sound is transmitted and received by the audience.
Sure, it's a transformation from what's happening on the stage and getting that across to the audience accurately.
So you've been here about 8 years, does it figure out, in Murfreesboro?
Since 83, yeah.
Oh, I mean, but as far as your current business?
So the current business, we got the facility in 2018, started remodeling, opened the first of January in 2019, and been kicking it ever since.
I think Sarah was sharing with me off air that both of you are in very historical buildings.
Absolutely.
Did you participate in the renovation, the restoration?
Absolutely. And thanks to Main Street, we just got brand new doors and windows.
Well, you got a grant.
Yes.
Talk about the grant.
Yeah. They were able to get 2 different grants to tap into 2 different pockets of money. One with the state, the downtown improvement grant that Main Street got for $300,000. We were able to allocate it to different businesses that applied, and then they had already been approved for a property enhancement grant through Main Street for $5,000. So they got almost $20,000 to help pay for new windows and doors on their facade.
And you're seeking applicants for a new...
Yeah, the property enhancement grant is open right now. It's open until the second week in May, and any business that's in the historic downtown can apply. It's a grant application. It's really easy. It has to be something on the facade, and it's a dollar-for-dollar match up to $5,000.
How difficult is it to restore a building back to a standard that was the original standard at time of construction or the early life of the building? Is it pretty difficult, including buying windows that are historical windows?
Yeah, I think nowadays it's so easy for people to manufacture specialty items. So, and of course, in our situation, Keaton, the architect who's on the board, he came up with the best plan to keep the historical aspect of the installation. So and it's pretty easy to follow those things now with current manufacturing processes. But fitting to the old building is always the hassle. There's always something that you're unaware of when you start ripping things apart that you don't know what's in there. You
haven't found any ghosts.
No ghosts.
Talk about actually your event management, your event activities.
Absolutely. So we do any kind of events, mostly private, weddings, rehearsal dinners, any kind of birthday, anniversary, all kinds of celebrations. I think what sets our venue apart from most is that we have a paint your own canvas type attitude, which includes literally painting the walls, because we have a thing called projection mapping, which surrounds 270 degrees of the walls, and so you can put yourself anywhere you want to be by projecting it onto the walls. And then you can get really great with the projection too, because like you say, for fundraising and things like that, we could put logos on the wall for sponsors, different things like that help enhance it. But it's an immersive space. You really just get sucked into the space.
So what you're saying is a young couple comes to put on or plan a wedding reception, and you get a 360 or
it's 270 degrees, yes.
And you continually flash early pictures of the romance. We may start with the baby pictures. And doing
we always start with baby pictures.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you, in a sense, do their pre-wedding story on the walls.
Absolutely.
Of course, do you have to turn around continually to be able to catch it all? Or?
No, it's pretty easy. It's not a big whiplash kind of thing. It's very great. And usually those kind of pictures we usually put up during the dinner hour. It's a time where everybody's sitting and captivated by what's on the walls.
A couple comes in. I keep going because this is certainly the time of the year to plan a wedding reception. Do they generally come in with an idea, a concept, or do you offer concepts and ideas that are unique?
I think everybody comes in with some ideas that they have, and then I think our job is to help them with those ideas to make them blossom and maybe offer other little things that would fit in with that. Absolutely.
Do you have a whole litany of people who cater food?
Absolutely.
Can you recall, I hate to put you on the spot, Ricky, on this one, can you recall some of the most unique, strange, weird events that you have put together?
Man, I don't know that there's any weird or strange events.
Everybody's individual, right?
Yeah, everybody's individual. So I don't think there's anything that's really out of the ordinary. Yeah.
You've had some fun parties, though.
Oh, we've had some great
like
parties.
The 80s prom.
Yeah,
that's a standard.
80s prom, which
New Year's Eve party.
Yes, big dance parties, and we can turn the place into a discotheque, or we can do 80s.
You ever done a 50s?
No, we have not ever done a 50s.
No, a 50s event. Sign me up.
Yes.
No.
Actually, I did have a sorority that did a 50s night.
Okay.
So I take that back. We did, yes.
I think the problem is, as we get older, 50s now becomes a historical book reference rather than a remembrance reference.
I mean, it's a very big part of American history. You cannot take any decades away from this country.
Now you have a bluegrass event coming up.
We do, and Happy's is taking part in that too, which is called Gallagher Fest, which is named after the Gallagher Guitar Company and is specifically J.W. Gallagher, who started the company. But we have bluegrass on Walnut Street, and we block the street off at both ends, and folks come in, and they're going to be hit with entertainment all day long. There's a guitar picking contest. That's May 16th.
May 16th, which would be a... Saturday. And on Walnut Street, roughly how many entertainment units do you have?
We have entertainment all day. We have 2 stages actually this year. The second stage is basically the MTSU stage, and we will have songwriter rounds from MTSU students on that stage, and then some other artists playing on there. I know we've got Bill Stieber and Sam Bush are going to, or Sam, it's not Sam Bush, sorry, Sam Rorix. And then on our main stage, our closing act is Shadowgrass, but we also have Secret Hollow and Air Show, and then Maddie Denton Band is going to be performing before that, and you want to come and see that because she's a Murfreesboro girl.
Ah, that is fair. Talk about the guitar that it's named after, and I bet 99% of the people do not realize this.
You know, they're made in Murfreesboro, the Gallagher guitars, and they're one of the finest.
Are they still being made?
Oh, absolutely. And
downtown.
They're made by hand, downtown Murfreesboro. And they are the finest guitars you can buy in the world.
Used by many of the entertainers?
Absolutely. The most famous guitar player who used it was Doc Watson.
Oh, there's a historical feature. Absolutely. So these events, music and food and games and what have you. Murfreesboro used to be totally a suburb that if you wanted to do anything, have fun, go, eat, play, you had to go to Nashville. Now Murfreesboro's rapidly become a go-to location. And I'm assuming that if you could be doing a survey of visitors to whether it's the bluegrass or painting or farmers market, you would see more and more people coming to Murfreesboro from outside Rutherford County. And this is becoming rapidly a go-to community. Saves you the I-24 traffic, saves you the place of parking.
The $30 parking ticket.
Yeah, parking's so convenient versus if you had to go to downtown Nashville, etc. Getting back to the happy times. Do you play Happy Days when you're there? I think from the old TV show, I think you should play the theme from Happy Days.
Yeah, we can do that. We've done a lot of watch parties, especially with Happy Gilmore releasing a second one this past summer. We did a watch party for that. We've done a lot of different stuff when Love Island was big with the community. A lot of college kids came in there for that watch party. With 40 TVs, you can do a lot.
Absolutely. Now, we will be having the World Cup coming up this summer. Do you see a major World Cup activity at the facility?
Yeah, I mean, we get sports fans for all things, and what's nice about the venue is you can access basically any game possible, so that's really cool.
Well, I wonder how many people could have watched on the screen the New York Mets breaking an 18-game losing spree by winning last night.
We weren't open last night.
Pardon?
We weren't open last night.
Well, does that mean that they won because, or they won in spite?
Maybe, but we'll be open in May, and we'll be open on Wednesdays.
Walk us through, let's say, and I haven't, and I'm going to make a point of it. I'm walking into the door. Your address is?
302 West Main Street.
Okay. You walk in the door. What are some of the things I'll see? What are some of the things I may try? What are some of the things I may be attracted to? And it's not because of my experience, my age. Am I going to go to a particular attraction? What am I going to see when I walk into your facility?
Yeah, so when you walk in, you see our TrackMan golf simulators. We have 5 bays, some of the state-of-the-art equipment. We have the best equipment in the world.
Describe that, because It's new to me.
So Trackman Golf Simulators, it's basically kind of like Topgolf meets virtual. So you can access any course in the world. You can refine your swing. It has a lot of the science behind the golf, so you can track your swing, miles per hour, your distance, that kind of thing. We also have duck pin bowling, so it's kind of like skee ball meets bowling. So that's really fun to do. We also have a big stage, so we do a lot of live music.
What are some of the acts that you had in terms of live music? Is it a rather great variety of venue attractions?
It's a lot of different acts. So we do a lot of bigger ones like Rubik's Groove, Mixtape. They're well loved in the community. A lot of local bands, acoustic acts. We really partner with everybody. It's welcome for anyone.
Age of attendees from 4 to 90?
It's all over the place. I mean, we get babies in there, families, birthday parties, to an older crowd. It's really a place for everybody.
I love the room that y'all have. When you walk in to the right, the private room. Talk about that.
So we have a VIP room. We have, so groups of like 15 to 30 can have that more private space. It also has a golf simulator as well. It's real cozy. We have lounge couches in there, kind of like a high top seating. A lot of those groups like to take it over, whether it's watching fantasy football, doing that, actually playing golf. You can put a game on the TVs. We get the Nashville Soccer League, and they're a lot wanting to watch the game. So it's really a space that, what's nice about Happy is you can transform it a lot like Walnut House and do some cool things with it.
Were you pretty busy doing March Madness?
Oh yeah, lots of people in there for March Madness.
Were they happy, sad, glad, mad?
You know, it was a varying emotions, that's for sure.
We'll be right back. We're having a wonderful visit with two of the many merchants and business people in downtown Murfreesboro. It's a rainbow of events, and I think every time Sarah brings two of her members, it's like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Fun and convenient.
Special.
Fantastic. Stand by. We'll be right back.
When it comes to your child's health,
you want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you.
Every step of the way.
I'll be right there.
It takes all of us to power a community, both in plain sight and behind the scenes. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Hi, I'm Clarissa Smith, candidate for School Board Zone 4. Our schools belong to you. My priority is putting students first by ensuring every tax dollar is spent where it belongs, directly in the classroom. I'll bring common sense and physical accountability to every decision we make. I'm Clarissa Smith, humbly asking you for your vote for School Board Zone 4.
Paid for by Friends of Clarissa Smith, School Board Zone 4. Clarissa Smith, Treasurer.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by the law offices of John Day and Americare Pest Control.
This is a paid legal ad.
You've probably heard it a million times. If you're injured, call a lawyer. And you probably haven't because you don't know how much it will cost, how long it will take, or even if you have a case. At the law offices of John Day, we provide a free initial consultation because we understand that folks don't want to pay a lawyer only to find out they don't have a case. If you think we can help, we do so on a contingency basis, which means we only get paid if you do. Seriously injured? Call me, John Day.
Now, Good Neighbor Events. Here's Bart Walker.
The Parkinson Support Group meets on the first and third Friday of each month at the St. Clair Street Senior Center. That's the first and third Friday. Greenhouse Ministries needs volunteers. Go to a Greenhouse volunteer orientation session every Wednesday afternoon at 2 and every Thursday morning at 10. And if those don't fit your schedule, there's one on the last Saturday of each month at 9 in the morning. That's over at Greenhouse Ministries, 307 South Academy Street. Take advantage of early voting. It's going on now through April 30th. The Rutherford County Library is offering free computer classes. They're over at the Tech Center, 306 Minerva Drive in Murfreesboro. Check them out. Get with the Tech Center. Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap opens this weekend at the Springhouse Theater in Smyrna. Also, don't miss the Master Gardener's Plant Swap this Saturday from 9 to 11 in the morning over at the Lane Agri Park, where the farmer's market is. And those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
Ample sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 84. Clear skies tonight, lows dip down to about 59. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Right now, 61.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Sharing Change has donated now over $12 million to local nonprofits. Find out how your spare change can make a big impact at sharingchange.org.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Bill Krause, once again, WGNS Radio Roundtable, the Thursday morning edition. And we're having a very, not only informative, I would call it highly motivational visit with Sarah Callender, who's the Executive Director of Downtown Murfreesboro, and two of her members, two of her very successful and active people, and that's Malia Shelton, who's General Manager of Happy Sports Lounge, and Ricky Martini, General Manager and Operator of the Walnut House. I want to call you Ricky Martin for some strange reason.
He's missing an eye.
That's good. Absolutely. Well, hopefully he has glasses. Sorry about that. So let's talk about, Ricky, you've been a long-time participant and activist with the Murfreesboro Downtown Group. Almost since you came to town?
Shortly after, I think 1995 was the first, or 96, I think, was the first Jazz Fest, wasn't it?
I don't know the starting date.
Yeah, I think one of those 2 years. But anyway, since then, I've always been involved with the Jazz Fest as long as it was on the square. And several years worked with Sarah on the board, or on the committee for the Jazz Fest. And also was used to be First Friday, now which is Friday Night Live. The concert production sound system sound company provides the stage and the sound and the lights for that, and for many years I was involved with that as well.
I feel like you've retired, Ricky. I don't see you as much.
Well, this Walnut House thing takes up a lot of my time.
Sure. What were some of the improvements you did with this, or are going to do with this recent grant?
Well, it's just the facade. We got all new windows and doors. So really a massive change in the way that the building looks, a huge upgrade, and it just looks spectacular, and everybody is commenting on how beautiful it is, and so very happy with that.
I have to ask this question. It's like painting one wall of a four-wall room. So you have done your work. Does this subtly motivate or encourage neighboring people to try to keep up?
I think the neighbors all looked a lot better than ours did, to be honest with you. So I think we finally caught up with all of them. But our little neighborhood down here with Happy's across the street from us, and you think about the White Monkey who just opened up recently, how beautiful their place looks. The alley on Main is there, and of course their building is awesome, and so if you look around our neighborhood, everybody looks beautiful down there.
What's second floors like in downtown?
Well, that would be a whole conversation. Actually, we could have. There are a lot of vacant second floors Main Street's actually working with the city planning department to explore and cast a vision of what kind of economic impact it would have if we did things to encourage development on second floors, maybe removed hurdles, created some incentives for property owners, tax incentives or something that would help. The main issue is water sprinklers. If you're going to have more than, like 25 or so people in an event space that's on the second floor, or if you're going to have apartments, living, you have to have the building sprinkled. So we've actually had lots of meetings with a group of people trying to figure out how we could incentivize and help pay for our downtown to be sprinkled.
Exactly. Ricky, getting back to you for a moment, where do people call to make a reservation or make a visit to have a event planned?
The best thing to do is to go to walnuthousemurfreesboro.com.
One more time.
walnuthousemurfreesboro.com.
Okay.
And that's our website, and there's a place where you can fill out information about your event and the date and how many people are coming to your event, and you fill that all out, and Christina, who is our person that takes care of all of that, will call you back immediately and get in touch with you and give you lots of information.
Would you say the highest number of events planned are related to weddings or birthdays or just get-togethers?
I don't think there's any one thing that is more prevalent than anything else. We do have a church rental. The Avenue Church rents from us every Sunday, so they're the most thing that we pivot around when we're building and taking things in and taking things out. I'm an expert in moving chairs and tables these days, but I think that there really isn't anything specifically that we do more or less of. I think it's pretty even across the board.
What is your capacity?
We can hold up to 300 people. If I always say if we're going to be seated with a dance floor, 160 is the nice number for the room.
Would you say most of your bookings are population under 30 or over 30?
We do all ages. I don't think there's, I would say we do high school proms. We've got
really?
the virtual school prom coming up in a couple of weeks.
What's a virtual school prom?
So virtual school are people who can't attend school. Their parents may travel for a living or this, that, the other thing. So they don't have a high school prom. They don't have a building, right? So so they come and do their
primarily.
Well, no, because they're virtually at school.
Okay.
Online school.
Yeah, online school. Yes.
Okay.
So and then we do sorority parties for the local high school. So from that age on up, we do everything. I know that we are right now. Somebody is coming in to take a look for an 88th birthday party.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you going to have a piano there with 88 keys?
That's a great idea.
Oh my goodness.
That just caps it out very greatly. How do you get the idea to be creative? Somebody walks in, they know the time, they know the date, they know the number of people, they know their budget, etc. But how do you stir up the creativity, things people haven't thought of? Because that's what they're buying, I'm assuming, is your creativity.
Yeah, it's really quick getting to know people. It's really quick. You ask several questions and then you start finding out what they're about and what they like and what they have in their mind about what they want to do. And then, from there, things just pop up in my head. I'm
going to put you on the spot, Ricky.
Okay.
I promise you I wouldn't. I come in to see you, and this is a true story. My 60th wedding anniversary is next month, June 25th.
Aww.
So I said, all right, I want to have a anniversary event, 200 people. Here's the date, here's the budget, here's the time. You don't know me, you just met me this morning. What are you going to ask me about a wedding anniversary?
Well, I would first ask you, where did you get married?
In Riverside, California.
Riverside, California. And where in Riverside did you get married? Did you get married at a church?
Married actually at a chapel in a senior citizen community, Rose Garden Village.
Oh, awesome. Is that still there?
That I don't know. Actually, the person that lived there when we were there was Richard Nixon's mother. It always is a big event that the president's mother lived at Rose Garden Village.
So the first thing I would do is try to see if we have pictures of that, or can get pictures of that, or get pictures of Riverside, California, and maybe from that era, and then reconstruct that on our video mapping so we can put it on the wall and put you in that place.
And pictures of both my bride and myself.
Oh, absolutely.
Baby pictures.
Yes, and it is a 60th anniversary party, so we need pictures of you going through your whole life. And then where are places that you have been that were very important to you, and do you have pictures of those that we can put up? And so, and then, you know, when we get to a party time when everybody wants to dance, and I will say that our floor at the Walnut House was created for a recording studio, so it's a floating floor. There's a rubber mat underneath it, and we have a cork floor on top, so it's really good on your knees. So you can dance the night away there.
Or if you fall on your knees.
So you know, so there's all these things, and it's like, you know, where would you want to be? What style of music do you like, and how do we approach that in order to put that on the walls?
And if you pick the top 10 songs of 1966, you could do that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That reminds me, Bill. Malia was talking about experiences, right?
Yeah.
And how meaningful that is, like going back to your wedding, like the experiences that you remember. But you were talking about how young people love experiences even more than, like, I love that you said people aren't really drinking as much right now.
Yeah, I mean, this new age of drinking, they don't really drink as much anymore. No. So especially for our industry, you got to get creative on how else you can bring them in. You can't really just be dependent on the drinking aspect and the bar aspect anymore. It's really about creating the experiences that they want to go out to.
The sadness of this, and I'm just thinking out loud, the sadness of this is that if I shared with you pictures of the wedding party, pictures of the wedding reception, more people are not here anymore than are still here. Is that a sadness, or is that a part of recollection? You know, if you were planning this, would you say, you know, these folks are all bringing their greetings from wherever they may be? I don't know if you've ever had that on a old timers reunion or old timers anniversary, but it would be, you know, again, that's the creativity in your side. How did you get Ricky, I promise you I wasn't going to be direct, but here you were working the technical aspects of entertainment, working the boards, working the mix, and so forth. How did you get from there to taking the technology that you knew, the technology that you were expertise in, and put it in with that special flair? Because flair is the name of the game for events, I'm assuming.
Sure, and you know, through time, you there's always new technologies, and I've always said, you know, as technology gets new, you embrace it, and you expand on it, and you keep going.
Has AI affected you yet?
Oh yeah, use
Good
it all
or
the
bad?
time. Good. Well, I don't ever see any negativity from any of that kind of stuff. And as far as sadness, no, I think you celebrate life. Life is happy.
Yeah.
Great.
And that's what it's all about.
It's been really cool. You were talking about restoring historic buildings. I totally forgot, but the Happy Sports Lounge received a design award from Main Street after they opened, because they took a building that had just you all completely restored the inside of that building, tore it out, and built something brand new that the downtown had not had before. Yeah, because it used to be Whiskey Dick's, right? And before that, a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, the owners really took the vision and just ran with it. They did explore a lot of different places all throughout the country to just really kind of nail down what they wanted to do, and there was a lot of planning behind it. But even just when I was interviewing with them and seeing the space, you truly saw so much potential with it, and they really did a beautiful thing with it and just made it a venue where everyone can enjoy, and a lot of great equipment equipment, a lot of great technology, like he was talking about. You've got to kind of grow with it and pivot with it, and they put a lot behind it.
Where do you all see, this is not just with your two businesses, it also applies to Sarah. Where do you see all of this in 5 years from now? Do you have a futuristic thought?
I think the rate of growth that Murfreesboro is seeing, people are still clinging to feeling community, minded, and that's where the downtown comes in. I mean, nationwide, those cities that focus on their downtown are healthier cities, and even corporations that are looking to move to a county or a city, I have heard the statistic that their corporate office will go to a downtown to see if the government, are they taking care of their downtown, which is where they started. And I think when you come to Murfreesboro, you see that we are, but there's a lot of potential for growth, not just bring more people downtown, but growth in that we make it more accessible, for everybody, the sidewalks, that it's a safer place, that there's more lighting, that people feel safe, at night, especially with all these entertainment venues, that parking isn't an issue. We're looking at getting wayfinding so that people that aren't from Murfreesboro, which are a huge majority now of our city, know where downtown is. I mean, so many people still don't know where downtown is, and so we need the proper signage to point to downtown and to point to where those parking garages are so that people feel like it's easy to get around downtown.
Now, downtown Murfreesboro encompasses, let me see if my memory serves me right, roughly 40 blocks?
It's around 30 blocks, yeah.
Okay.
The business district.
If you were to say, can you give us limits like north, south, east, west?
The street boundaries?
Street boundaries, yes.
Well, if you think about like Bradley Academy as kind of, and then to Junior's Foodland on Main Street, it kind of cuts off where the houses are. And then there's like a whole industry off of Lytle Street. I don't know if you've heard the news, like the city is looking at connecting Lytle Street with we're focusing on that street to maybe make it one lane, to have a bike lane, to make it more accessible to MTSU so that our MTSU campus is more walkable to downtown and to the Greenway system. We've got the daylighting of the town creek. So once you get to Broad Street, it kind of stops, but the vision in the next 5-10 years would be to go over into the area where Cannonsburg is and to have that green space. So when people think of downtown, they also think of a park, and they can go and they can walk on the Greenway and feel safe and have an outdoor experience, while they can also come and have restaurants and businesses to shop in.
Dog friendly?
Downtown is very dog friendly.
You're shaking your head, Ricky.
Absolutely.
Do they come in and plan events for the dog?
Well, they don't necessarily plan it for the dog, but the dog is included in the event. I've had dogs walk down the aisle.
Wow. Have you actually had weddings? Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
And the dog's been the best, not the best man, the best dog?
Best part.
One carried the rings down the aisle in a little basket.
Ring bearer?
Yes.
That's adorable.
How? Anybody bring any other animals besides a dog? You're bringing
We've seen some crazy animals at the farmer's market.
Oh, really? Like
ferrets. I think there was like a bobcat. There was something crazy, and they were carrying it. We were like, please don't let that animal off of your chest.
Oh, wow. So your two businesses, you've described and defined them extremely well, but what make them both stand out? I don't mean from your competition necessarily, but stand out as something that somebody hasn't done before. Somebody wasn't familiar with it. Somebody had no knowledge. Somebody had no idea of what it was. Think about why your two businesses are so special. And in the meantime, let's take a word from the people that pay our bills.
When it comes to your child's health,
you want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you
every step of the way.
It takes all of us to power a community, both in plain sight and behind the scenes. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
What's the location of your emergency? I think my kid OD'd.
Hi, I'm Craig Harris, the County Commissioner of Rutherford County. One of the reasons I ran for office is because I wanted to bring awareness to the opioid epidemic that's impacting our county. To stop providing this epidemic with people as we educate. We have a lot to do, and we have to come together as a community because this problem's not going away.
Hey folks, it's Chip Walters from Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, helping Middle Tennessee make smart moves in a fast-moving market. Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, you deserve someone who knows this community and treats your goals like their own. From first-timers to long-time homeowners, I'm here to guide you with clarity, confidence, and a steady hand. When you're ready to make the next move, start with someone you trust. Visit choosechip.net and let's make your 2026 move the right move.
From driveways to highways, SRM Concrete has the right mix, on time, every time. Locally grown, nationally known, family owned and operated. SRM is the name you trust. SRM Concrete, you call, we haul.
True Blue Raider fans don't settle for just any gear. They shop at Raider Tees, specializing in Middle Tennessee apparel and accessories. No distractions, just pure Blue Raider pride. From t-shirts and hoodies to decals, stadium chairs, and exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. We've got it all. Stop by 111 East MTCS Road right across from MTCS and gear up today. Raider Tees, bigger, better, and go blue.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Bill Krause's final segment of the WGNS Radio Roundtable, Thursday morning edition. Initially having a wonderful visit with Sarah Callender, the Executive Director of Downtown Murfreesboro, who quite often will bring us guests, people who are wonderful, phenomenal, successful businesses that serve not only Murfreesboro, not only Rutherford County, but become a go-to throughout Middle Tennessee. And along with Sarah is Malia Shelton, General Manager of Happy Sports Lounge, and Ricky Martini, the Walnut House. What special flair do your two businesses have? Something that you're not the same as anybody else. You're not copycat. You're not taken out of a book. What makes the flair? I'm assuming just by meeting the two of you, you are both very, very welcoming people. And I imagine when people enter both of your business facilities, they feel at home. They feel that small town flavor. They feel that fact that you care about your customer, not just to quote bottom line. So what's the special flair that both of you have, or your businesses have?
I think what makes us special is we're a space where the community can gather, but also create unique experiences. Not everyone has duck pin bowling or in combination with the golf simulators. So it's really a place where you can take everyone of all walks of life and they can kind of find something fun to do, or they can just come hang out at the bar or just enjoy some live music from some local bands and support that way. It's really just a place where everyone can gather and create memories and have a great time.
You have a favorite local band?
I love Rubik's Group. I mean, they put on an absolutely spectacular show.
What kind of music? Well, I can't even ask this question, what kind of music, because your answer, I'll have no idea what you're talking about.
They're 80s, 90s, thousands cover band. They dress up. They have such great energy. I mean, they really put on a fabulous show. Even Main Street books them a lot for Friday Night Live.
You're getting the 80s and 90s. Okay, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
But give me some 50s music, I think. But here would be an interesting question. If somebody could stand out of your facility as people are leaving, to take a look, do they seem happy? Do they seem like they had a good time? Do they say, hey, we got to come back here. This is a fun way to spend a Friday night or a fun way to spend a weekend and so forth. So, how your customer feels as they leave.
I think that's a big mission for us. Just that's our goal, is we want them to leave happy. I mean, that's literally the name of our brand. So we want them to leave with a smiling face, and we're going to do everything to make sure they do.
Now, see, your happiness served is short term, because they're there, they participate, they're done, they leave. On the other hand, Ricky, a lot of events and activities that you plan, long time planning, the successful implementation and application of the plan, and then after the wedding or after the event is over, guess what? How do they feel?
They feel great and very happy. I mean, that's 100% of the reason why I do it. When I was out doing concerts, your gratification would be standing ovations and people walking out and telling you how great the sound was as they were walking out, and everybody's happy. So the goal is always that. But I think for us, the main thing that we have is customer service. We are a customer service based event venue. We are there for our clients from the very beginning until they load out, and then after, because somebody always leaves something, so they'll be back for that, and there's different things. But that, and I think the other thing that makes us stand out is our projection mapping. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the other thing that stands out is we're a downtown venue, We're downtown Murfreesboro. And, a lot of people come and they go, it's like, where do you park? And I said, well, within a block and a half of our front door is 390 available parking spaces. Wow. Because you can park downtown, So I think, that's one of the big plus things about us, is that we're downtown.
I don't think anybody's ever come up with this idea, but when I was asked my opinion when my daughter was planning her wedding, I said, I'm a non-traditionalist, and I thought it shouldn't just be the father giving the bride away. I said, is there a way we can have the father of the bride on one side and the mother of the bride on the other, walking the bride down the aisle, with the siblings walking behind, so that the family gives away the bride, not just the father, and the groom is brought to the front by parents, and siblings. So it becomes a family merger, not only a father give away the bride. Have you ever had anybody ask that question?
No, but I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to do it, but the church that Jennifer was getting married in, the aisle was too narrow. So we would be kind of stretching. 3 people can't walk side by side in order to do this. But that's the creativity and that's the flair. I would assume without question that a lot of your business, both of your businesses, become word of mouth. People have experienced it, and they tell others who tell others who tell others. And the success or failure of a business is the amount of people who will share their wonderful experiences. When you have a wedding or an activity, and Ricky, I'm assuming you do this, do you also record it so that it becomes a family heirloom?
It is one of the options that we have if you want that. Some people hire outside, but we do have cameras and video production services, so we can take care of that. But yeah, I mean, definitely.
What, and I'm sure this is a very broad, wide question, your type of entertainment that you can get, I'm assuming it's all over the page.
Yeah.
Everything from traditional to non-traditional, everything. Do you ever have a Dixieland inclusion?
I've never had a Dixieland.
Almost like the New Orleans marching down the main street.
We've had symphonies.
Did you?
Rock bands, country bands.
Talk about the symphony.
So there's the Murfreesboro Sinfonietta. It's a small symphony that started in our building because of COVID. So they had to have a place where they could spread out and be socially distanced. And we actually used our recording services and video services, and we did their very first concert. And now they have 4 or 5 concerts a year.
Wow.
Y'all had Murfreesboro Little Theater.
Absolutely.
Put plays on.
Yeah, we do
Wow.
lots of theater. Interlight Theater as well.
One more time, Ricky, give a web address so people can reach out to you.
WalnutHouseMurfreesboro.com.
And you're open. I didn't ask you this before. Your schedule, your opening.
We are open by appointment.
Okay.
And that's the best way to do that in the venue, because I have an event going on as we speak.
Oh, really? What is it?
It's a private event.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Not a political rally.
No.
And do you want to give your address and location again?
So we're at 302 West Main Street, and our website's happystn.com.
And Sarah, always a great pleasure
thanks for
to
having
have
me.
you. And we're going to have you back on June 25th, if that
We'll talk
meets your
about
calendar.
all the fun things for July 4th weekend.
Wow, the 250th.
Yeah, but come out to the farmer's market.
Oh,
May
wow.
2nd.
What's the best thing you like to buy there?
Oh, me, I always buy vegetables and then just crazy stuff. It's like homemade tinctures and oils and just really neat people that grow things.
And that is on Saturday?
Saturday, yep.
8 to 12?
Yep, 8 to 12.
Sounds like a plan. Write down